like that. That's funky. Yeah, I'm feeling that. Oh, look, I got the sequences I want. I like my sequences. Well, now it's time for us to take the sequences and put them in song form, like the intro, verse, bridge, pre-chorus, chorus. No, give it a pre-chorus, put the chorus here, 2 choruses, another verse, and you know what I mean. Take all these parts that we got for sequences and make them into a song. From the beginning to the end of the song, there's a bunch of little parts, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about. Let's do this. Yeah. Okay, sometimes you got a sequence, you got a couple of sequences, you want to put them more in song form. You hit process. This is quantized track. I'm going to go right to what it says. At the very end it says create new song. I'll press yes. Now here, in my first step, I have sequence number 2. That's good. I like that. Press yes. I have another sequence coming up here. Once you press yes, it gives you your next step. I can change whatever sequence I want to use. I may want to use sequence 3 here. That sounds good. Press yes. I may want to use sequence, let's see, sequence 1 and sequence 3. Yes. Now I got 4. I may want to use sequence 4 and sequence 4. See that? Once you got the sequence together, press yes. We're good to go. And you just press stop, play. It's building the song. See that? I can press play here, and I'll be able to start my song to play from the top. We got 5 different sequences. They go from step 1 to step 5 for all my sequences. Hey, what's up? She can cook, I'm telling you. She's always trying to feed me. As you can tell, I'm eating good. Well, look, we're going to talk about saving data. Saving the data that come on this thing. You know, you got a little sample or something, you want to save that data. You want to save it so you can come back tomorrow morning, put the disc back in, it sounds the same way. If you save it, it's gone forever. You'll be complaining, oh, I had this fat track, kid, and it didn't come out at all. Dang. Plus, you want to load the data. So look, we want to save, we want to load. We want to save it, we want to load it back up. Let's check this out. Baby, you still look I just full. I ate enough today.
Okay, now that we did the song, we want to save everything. I'll hit my disk load section, access disk utilities. I'll hit yes. And then our ASR X will ask me if I want to format the disk. We don't have any material on there, so I'll hit yes. And we'll get a dialog that says erase and format this disk. I'll hit yes. As you can see, our disk is now formatting. Our screen will update indicating that the disk is finished and say format successful. At this point, format more disk if you want. I'll hit my disk global section button marked save. And we can choose our save device. In this case, it's a floppy. I'm going to hit yes. And I can save all sessions. And I can even name that. We'll call it Sking. Aside from letters, I can also put numbers. I call that Skings 1, and I will hit yes. So it's confirming my disk directories and looking for a spot to save our data. And as you can see, it saved all of the data that's related to our project. I'm going to hit exit. When I go back into save, I'll hit my disk global section button marked saved. And you see, I have the option of saving a single sound, my system setup, my essentials, all sounds, I could choose one sequence, or I could do all sequences, or I could do all session, which as you see here I've named SK Demo. I'm going to hit yes. And if I have files on disk already, my ASR X will overwrite those files. I'll just hit yes. It'll erase the old files on my disk. It'll ask me, do I want to overwrite the reusable AIF files? I'll put yes. And as you can see, it's saving SSX, MFB, SBX, all kind of different files. And here, of course, are our AIFs. See, now it says successful, and that's it. About your files. When doing an all sequences type of file, all sequences in RAM get saved to disk as a single file. We can save one sequence. We can even name that sequence. I'll call that beat club. Once I have my name in my LCD window, I hit yes, and it will save it as a MIDI file. Successfully saved. Next, of course, we have our all sounds save option where we can save all the sounds in RAM. I can leave the default of sounds, and I'll hit yes, and it will ask me if I want to overwrite all reusable AIF files. I'll hit yes, and it's saving that as sounds SBX. It's probably a good idea that you save your data twice if you're using floppies, because sometimes you get a bad batch of floppies and you just want to have a safety copy. What I recommend is after you do the save is hit load, select your load device, either zip or floppy, hit yes, and always verify your data. Just reload it. At least if you make 2 disks, one of them's bound to work. And there we have it, successfully loaded.